Hi, my name is Tara Higginbotham. This is a presentation of an electronic signatures for my Health Informatics class HIM 2211 from Marie Trebeck at Santa Fe College. Hi, over the course of this presentation, we are going to define what is an electronic signature and the slight difference of what they consider a digital signature, which is an electronic signature with an added measure of security that verifies the signer as opposed to just a normal electronic signature. We're going to discuss the laws and regulation of electronic signatures, um, specifically what laws are in place today that defines electronic signature and their use and the 5 areas that have to be kept up to make electronic signatures legal. And then we are going to discuss how they benefit the healthcare industry. According to the eSign Act, which is the Electronic Signature in Global and National Commerce Act, an electronic signature is defined as an electronic sound, symbol, or process attached to or logically associated with a contract or other record and executed or adopted by a person with the intent to sign the record. In this definition, it defines the fact that electronic signatures is not only a signature on a stylus pad or a computer screen, it can be a verbal, as in sound, a symbol, something that you can put in on your keyboard, or a process. The process would mean that it was a nurse swiping her card chip and then inputting a password, or entering a key fob in a verification system. And that would be attached to or associated with the document that it was meant to be signed as. So if you were signing a consent form at a hospital and you were signing your name, say on an iPad, you could sign with your finger and that would be considered an electronic signature. A brief history of electronic signatures actually starts before the technology to have electronic signatures. When the invention of the telegraph happened, we were able to send information from one part of the country to the other part of the country, and have a party sign what they needed to sign there and then send it back to us. With the invention of the fax machine, that technology was able to get patients and customers to be able to sign transactions and get their documents filled out and sign them back, therefore trying to streamline the process a little bit easier. In 1999, the UETA Act was signed into law. It's the Uniform Electronic Transition Act. It was meant to help the states bring together their retention laws of documentation, and also it validated the use of electronic signatures in most business transactions. The law was only pretty much adopted by 47 states. The next year, 2000, the eSign Act, the Electronic Signatures in Global and National Commerce Act, was signed into law by Bill Clinton, and it validated the use of electronic signatures in all 50 states. In the Electronic Signatures and Global and National Commerce Act, its goal was basically a contract relating to such transaction that it may not be denied legal rights. So currently that is the law, that in any time you go to court and you've signed something electronically, all 50 states, so the United States of America, electronic signatures are legal. Currently, under the Electronic Signatures in Global and National Commerce Act, the eSign Act, which is legal in all 50 states, 5 areas have to be maintained in order for an electronic signature to be legal. The intent to sign. When someone put a paper-based document in front of you, a consent form, a consent to treatment form, consent to surgery, or like a bank transaction, Your intent to sign was there. You picked up a pen, you signed your paper. Electronically, your intent to sign um, generally is by checking a box. Understand that you are doing this business. So you sign your document. In the same the consent to do business electronically is kind of hand in hand with intent to sign. Generally, most of us see these consent to do business electronically when we're signing any documents online. And underneath where we sign the document, it'll have a little checkbox that says, I agree to do business electronically. We check it. Now, in like digital electronic signatures or digital signatures, one of the slight variations they have on that, that they can verify your identity or verify that you're a human as opposed to machine. They might have a distorted image for you to sign or pictures to choose from where they say pick only the cars in the picture to prove that you're not a machine, which is another verification of your identity. In all of the e-sign act areas, there is still an opt-out clause. And that means that for persons that do not wish to sign electronically or to do business electronically, they still have the availability to have those business done. So if you were sitting in a hospital room and you don't want to sign electronically or scroll through a tablet that they hand you showing you the consent forms, they would have to print them out, let you read them, sign them. The next one would be signed copies. At any time, both parties can request and receive signed copies that are available to you at any time. And the record retention. Now, this one varies slightly by state, but you have to maintain the records for so long. Usually 3, 6, or 10 years, depending on your state or the type of business transaction that you have, would be your record retention. And we have to remember at all times, electronic signatures is signing a paper-based document. Let's get into some of the benefits of how electronic signatures are helping the healthcare industry. One is the cost reduction in paperwork. In the past, the cost of maintaining a paper-based system was high, not only in the lack of ability to track the charts of patients, but also in the storage and organization and how many people you had to hire to keep those things. I've listed here some of the consent forms we sign that would be more easy to track in an electronic system. We also have a more efficient use of our resources. With the advent of us switching from a paper-based record to electronic medical record or EMR system, electronic signatures kind of go hand in hand. When you sign a consent form, it'll be sent to your electronic medical record. When you sign your discharge paper, it's also sent to your electronic medical record that you have acknowledged that you have received them. Electronic signatures allow us the ability for internal and external reporting. Internal, we can track any signatures we need. We can track when we don't get those signatures or how many charts don't have them, where they're missing. Is it something that we can fit? This would be a quality reporting system. Externally, we can track how many charts need them, benchmark against other facilities. And of course, quicker searches for records because everything's electronic, so you can simply query, what consent forms are missing signatures or how that goes, and you would get them back far quicker than having to dig through paper-based records. After this presentation, I hope you take away that electronic signatures in healthcare helps the industry by a reduction in the cost of using less paper and the storage for these documents, and that electronic signature is tracked for both internal and external reporting measures, and above all, it is a legal signature as defined under the e-sign Act of 2000. Thank you.